Welcome into the PFF 2-Minute Drill, the Monday edition of the 2-Minute Drill. Who has the better Hall of Fame resume, Jamaal Charles or Frank Gore? Kev, I'll start with you.
I'm going to go with Jamaal Charles here, and I know he does not have a better chance of making the Hall of Fame because Gore is the third all-time in rushing yards, third all-time in carries. He's been around forever. He's done it all. But I think what we have to look at here is how truly valuable is a player. Gore has been a great compiler, but when you look at what Charles has done, he's the most efficient running back we've seen running the ball as far as advanced metrics like expected points per carry. He's been extremely efficient receiving the ball. And if you're going to replace him with another running back, just the delta that you're getting there is so huge in those seasons that I'm taking that peak performance over the longevity of someone like Frank Gore.
Yeah, to me, this one's not even a debate. I'm going Jamaal Charles. His peak was far, far higher. He would have had the yards per carry record had he not, you had those few years on the back end of his career where he was bouncing around. Frank Gore, all he did was have longevity. He was not at any point during his career, in my opinion, a top 5 running back in the NFL. To me, that's a prerequisite. If you're going to be a Hall of Fame at your position, you have to have been dominant at it. He, at no point, was.
This is a debate. We're not living in fairy tale land here, guys. Frank Gore is going to make the Hall of Fame because of what he's done, because he is that compiler. The Hall of Fame doesn't look at EPA per carry or how valuable a running back was. They look at how long he played, third all-time rushing list, third all-time in carries, and he's been playing forever. He's going to have 20,000 total yards by the end of this upcoming season if he gets 800. They're going to look at those overall numbers and put him in the Hall of Fame. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? That's a different discussion. Who has the better resume knowing the terms? Frank Gore by a mile.
Okay, Mike, free agency is over. The draft is over. We know pretty much how these teams are going to look coming into the season. Who is your pick for a team out there that could surprise and get into the playoffs in 2020?
I think it's our hometown Cincinnati Bengals. I think the upgrade they made going from Ryan Finley for the majority of the year to Joe Burrow, he could hit the ground running with now A.J. Green coming back. And you could go from one of the worst offenses in the NFL to possibly a top 10 offense, at least for what they have on paper, if Joe Burrow hits the ground like we saw Baker Mayfield after he had the greatest college football season of all time. And I think they have the pieces defensively to get it done as well. So I think while the AFC North is stacked, the Bengals could sneak in that 7th spot.
Mike, I wanted to go with the Bengals. I wanted to go with Cincinnati's finest. Eat, the Skyline chili with you down on the banks. But I do think this abbreviated offseason is going to temper expectations for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's going to be very difficult for him to hit the ground running, knowing that he's not going to have a full offseason to prepare for his rookie campaign. That's why I'm going with the Miami Dolphins. And I know they made a lot of moves for 2021. Noah Igbinoghene, Austin Jackson, and Tua Tagovailoa are going to be better players down the road when healthy or when they are developed. However, what Brian Flores has done that defense with veterans, Kyle Van Noy, Byron Jones, and if they stick to Ryan Fitzpatrick for 16 games in a very weak AFC East, the AFC East where we're talking about Josh Allen is the quarterback of the best football team, I think the Miami Dolphins could be a sneak into the playoffs if they win the AFC East.
I like what you're thinking there, Austin, with the Miami Dolphins because of that division. I'm not going to go with the Dolphins, though. I'm going to go with the Jets. Again, like you mentioned, this is a wide open division. We really don't know a lot about what quarterback play we're going to see next year. If you're going to pick out where you might get a surprise there, Sam Darnold is a candidate as someone who was extremely young coming into the league, has had a couple of down years, had obviously the health concerns last year. He could come back strong. Now, you look at the team, they're building around him. They're building the offensive line. They're adding some weapons like Rashad Perryman and then Denzel Mims in the draft. And the defense, this could be a leap forward for them this year. So I think it's really the uncertainty in the division combined with the second year of the coaching scheme, the second year of spending and free agency in the draft. I think they can make that leap this season if Sam Darnold is the guy.
All right, guys, we saw a handful of rookie wide receivers hit the ground running, unlike anything we've seen at the position since 2014. Austin, between guys like Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, and I'll even throw DK Metcalf in the mix there, who would you want most heading into year 2?
I am going with Washington Redskins wideout Terry McLaurin, and this is why. I know he doesn't have the yak production that A.J. Brown and Deebo Samuel have. What he does have is better separation down the football field. He created separation 10-plus yards down the football field better than Deebo and A.J. Brown this past year. He also had a very bad quarterback situation and still produced the high end. Deebo Samuel saw a higher percentage of accurate targets. A.J. Brown saw a higher percentage of accurate targets. Terry McLaurin had a worse situation than both those two guys and still produced at a high level. He has the second best rookie season from a PFF grade standpoint we've seen since Odell Beckham Jr. Better than Brown, better than Samuel. I think Terry McLaurin's getting slept on with yak monsters like Debo and A.J. Brown dominating the headlines.
You know, I like McLaurin, but I'm going to say it's A.J. Brown, and I'm not sure it's particularly close. I mean, he really profiles as someone who checks every box. He looked like a great prospect coming in college, performing alongside DK Metcalf. He hit the ground and had one of the most efficient seasons we've ever seen. In a yards per route run, he actually has the most efficient season that we've seen from a rookie in the PFF era. This year, he's going to be able to build upon that. There isn't a lot of competition there in the receiving core. Ryan Tannehill looks like he's found his niche there. So if you look at the guys that he profiles with, you compare them to the past, you know, names like A.J. Green come up, names like Dwayne Bowe, big, active, productive receivers, and he can be that next guy for the Titans.
Yeah, Austin, I like you, but you're dead wrong here. Terry McLaurin is 25 years old. The guy is what he is as a rookie. That's why he kind of hit the ground running, is because he had to at that point. A.J. Brown, the fewest targets we've ever charted for a 1,000-yard receiver, not just for a rookie 1,000-yard receiver, any 1,000-yard receiver, as efficient as it got last year. They couldn't keep him off the football field there. I think he is a star in the making. He has all the tools to be a top 5 to 10 receiver in the NFL.
You want to get rid of me and get back to more great PFF YouTube content? All you have to do is push that button right there and subscribe. Thanks for watching.